And hello fellow takers, Space Bandit here with another episode of World of Tanks, and today we are back in one of my favorite tanks, AMX 30B. And I have two games for you guys today, and we're gonna talk about some strategies on Lakeville, number one, and then we're gonna talk about strategy on Prokhorovka, number two. And this was these games are probably from a while back when I was grinding for Valour. So these are not from crossplay, guys, but still these are very good games. So there's a lot of good pointers in these games, especially the first one. The first one is so close. Oh my gosh, it's gonna come down to just right to the end, guys, right to the end. And the way I like to play Lakeville is, especially medium tank, I don't commit to town at all, to city. I never go there. First thing I do is I come up here, try to snipe and spot across. Unfortunately, I didn't anticipate this light tank to be making this play. Drive by through the middle by the lake, which kind of exposed me a little bit. Luckily, there's only one RD in play and it's not targeting me, so I was able to lose my sixth sense, and I'm gonna come up again to the same position. Now, I usually like to go a little bit further. You see that bush in front of me on the left side where that hill is? This is not gonna give me view range all the way to the back, but it's gonna give me view range to the people that are trying to cheat, that are crossing the lake much closer, like kind of like this guy. But I'm not in a position to do that right now because I know that the opposition started pushing town. So I'm just gonna play defensive here, and we hit this guy, we light him on fire, luckily. So we're gonna stay in this position right now. We're not gonna move, we're just gonna take our shots, whatever is given to us, right? And as you notice, our team didn't push town at all. They don't care. And the opposition team has pushed town. So I'm not going to go anywhere. I'm just going to try to take my shots here. As long as they're here. Here I was trying cheeky shot on that T-30, but I think I just tracked him there. But now that I get spotted, this position is broken. We don't have town. I'm exposed. Yes, I could outspot people, but I'm in a wide open area, so I could be easily hit and taken out of the game. So I started to drop, and at the same time I think Artie was actually aiming at me, but the Jagdpanzer 100 got hit instead. I don't think he was spotted. But okay, so next step is I don't want to give up this position completely, right? The Jagdpanzer 100 is still there. He's gonna be spotting whoever's coming out of town. So whoever he spots, I want to get myself in a position that I can shoot, right? That's the important thing. So that's what I'm doing right here. But I'm going to be really patient. I can't be where he is. He's got the armor, so he can take some hits. I cannot take any hits. I have no armor. As you can see, these guys start popping up right there. So we're going to try to put a shell into this object. I'm not sure what happened there. I think that shell, well, obviously it missed. And now, because we're outnumbered, I think this the Jagdpanzer 100 is in trouble. He should be dropping right here, but he's not. So I'm going to take one more shot right there, and unfortunately I hit his track. And now we're just going to run off because E100, Jagdpanzer 100 is dead. So now the light tanks are going to chase me. Now in AMX 30B, I can afford to do this because I have really good mobility. I can pretty much run away from light tanks if I want to, right? So that's exactly what I'm doing. All I'm going to do is point my turret backwards so I can shoot at them when I'm running off. That's exactly what I'm going to try to do. And in a split second here, I'm going to get a shot at this German light tank, but unfortunately I lost my gun depression, so I couldn't hit him. And I decided not to engage him. I'm like, there's no point for me to lose HP at this point in time. I rather drop into defensive position with my teammates where I can defend, and that's exactly what I thought to myself, so that's what I'm doing. So now I'm going to drop all the way back. I'm going to keep on calling SOS so that these guys start paying attention. Like, even if you tunnel vision and your friendly is calling SOS right close by, some of them will start paying attention. As you can see, the T-30 plus the 60 TP started paying attention. So I have some friends now, and we can defend this position right now. It'll be much easier than just me fighting these guys, right? So I'm going to let these guys go forward. I'm a support tank. I don't want to go any further. But this light tank's taken really good position, and this guy decided to flank us. So yeah, we're kind of in trouble here. I decided to go after this light tank that's flanking us because he's going to be putting rear shots into us, and we cannot let that happen. So I'm willing to take a hit over here from the German light if he's shooting at me, but he wasn't even shooting at me. So we're just going to chase down this RU. We're going to take him out of the game. Now we have a good position. Once we take him out of the game, we have a good position, which is high ground here, and we can put shells into this Rampanzer. So we put one shell into him and he gets taken out. So the entire game right now is going to be spent in this position, because we're basically going to be fighting to defend and try to fend off the opposition. We don't have any map control. We can't do anything else but defend this position. Now at this point I was thinking we should probably push this side of the map and see if there's anything else there. And that's probably what we should have done. But I noticed my tanks are turning around. And since they decided to turn around, and one of them I think is going to say to defend this position, then I decided that I'm going to turn around with them. I didn't want to go up there all by myself. So I basically told these guys, fall back, because they're in the open and they could be easily spotted from the city, from town. So if they drop back a little bit further, like location B2, B3, we should be able to defend this position here. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to come up here. I don't have shots at this light tank, but I'm looking on whether he's going to move up or not. I was hoping I can take a shot at him. I'm not spotted at this point in time, which is good. And here I was hoping that this bush in front of me is going to give me some cover when I'm firing at this object. Unfortunately, it does not. And we tried the tracking shot, but, you know, object 257, it's troll. The tracks are so troll on that tank. Yeah, it's good luck tracking it and penning it through there. Anyway, we're going to try to do the same thing here, but this time we're going to try to hit him in the hull. But I decided not to take that hit from him. I probably should have taken that shot, to be honest, because it didn't matter at this point in time. Now, my friendlies are dying. I gotta do something. I was thinking, you know what? It doesn't matter. I have to take some hits here. I gotta drain this guy in health a little bit, but at the same time, Artie started paying attention to me. Good play by Artie, to be honest. Very good play by Artie. That's the way to support your friendlies, especially if they're in a crossfire, right? So now I see this T-110E4 coming up. We're gonna try to line up a shot at his turret. I was hoping that can go into his cheek, but it does not. So now I'm a little bit concerned about Artie because it was aiming at me, which is problematic. And at this point, I probably should have checked my back, the 2-lane, to see if there's anybody coming. Instead, I'm going to try to get up here and find gun depression to fight these guys. I was just thinking that I need to be a damage dealer, because it doesn't look like my friendlies are, you know, damaging these guys at all. And that's what I was thinking. I'm like, you know what, I need to fight these guys. So instead of logically thinking, I'm actually trying to figure out how to get the good gun depression up here on this hill, so that I can actually shoot these guys. And that's kind of dangerous. I don't want to lose HP here as well, so I couldn't find a good position. All of a sudden we're getting flanked. Look at C2. Looks like T30 is coming up there. But I gotta pick a flank at this point in time. So I decided to engage this guy. We're gonna put a shot in his cupola. He misses his shot. I'm a bit worried about Artie here at the same time. Let's see if we can put this shot in. Yes, it goes in as well. Well aimed shot. Gun accuracy of this gun is really good. Sometimes it works. When it works, it's really good. But if it doesn't, it doesn't. Another friendly goes down. 60 TP, unfortunately. And here, this T30 is playing it well. You know, I was hoping I could see a little bit of his hull, but he went all the way down. And now that I'm paying attention to him, and my TD is paying attention to him, these guys are going to move up now, which is again a very smart play. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up here. I'm going to try to hit this guy E4 as much as I can before he actually gets here. We put a shell into him. Now we're going to try to turn around and hit this T30, because I know he was just engaging RTD right there. So we hit him, and here I think I made a mistake. I should have went after T30, taken him out of the game. Instead I decided to go after E4. We do take him out of the game. I guess he didn't aim the shot very well. Now we're going to run off to this side. Both these guys are one hits to me. I was thinking, if I lose my 6th sense over here, if I turn around, I should be able to hit the light tank. But yeah, unfortunately I poked out too far. I couldn't spot him. T30 spotted me, and he played it really smart. He aimed up his shot, just waiting in the background, and he took me out of the game. Quite unfortunate. It was so close. I could have been able to carry it. But I remember that this day it was so difficult to play. I couldn't win a game in AMX 30B. And usually in this tank I have good games. I'm putting up really good results in this tank. But I was so frustrated. This was, I think, my third game, which I put up over 4,000 damage, and I couldn't win a game. Our T30 had fantastic game. Look at that, almost 7k damage. But our team wasn't that good, and the opposing team just ran over us. Anyway, yeah, we fired 21 shells. We had 18 direct hits, 12 penetrations. Really nice game, 5.6k damage. Very good for this tank. Anyway, let's skip to the next game. So next game is on map Prokhorovka, and from what I remember, this was the game right after Lakeville game, I think, if I'm not mistaken. This one's gonna be pretty good too. It was an interesting night. The games were close, but I was always on a losing end. So this was my game number 5, I think, out of the night in my AMX 30B, and I couldn't get a win. I was trying to get the 2 times for the Valour, I remember, and I couldn't do it. And I was frustrated because I usually win in this tank. I usually do really good in this tank. So I thought to myself, it's majority of players are tier 10, majority of tanks. There's one RD in play. I was thinking to go and play out of position F3, which I usually do on this side of the map, but because my friendlies have trouble penetrating things, I decided maybe I should snipe for a little bit, and that's why I decided to go here into more of a sniping position to start the game, to see if, you know, if any of the opposition is gonna make mistakes. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna try to hit some of those light tanks, and in this game my friendlies are gonna be running into my shots. You'll see, this is the first one that my friendly ran into. Quite unfortunate, to be honest. And then later on I'm gonna hit light tank, I think twice, because he was passing right in front of me. I get these days sometimes, they're crazy, where my friendlies are just running in front of me, in front of my shots. Anyway, we're gonna take it patience here, because I was frustrated with all the losses. I'm like, you know what, I'm not gonna push, I'm not gonna lose my HP early in the game. Let's try to maintain our hit points and let our friendlies make mistakes. I saw a butt shot up there. There are 2 light tanks, they're spotting for us, but they're not really spotting much at that point in time. And that light tank got spotted at D1. I'm like, okay, that guy, if we can get rid of that guy, if he can run off, we can now get ourselves in a good position to shoot right over here. So I'm gonna drive up a little bit further into that position that I was telling you earlier, which is F3, and I'm gonna set up right here. I love this position right here. Just like on the opposite side, I like position, was it D2 or D3? And E4. E4 is actually much better. So we're gonna play it really cautious. As you notice, I'm not really overexposing here. I'm waiting for the enemy's light tanks to make mistakes, and I'm also gauging if the artillery is paying attention to me. I'm gonna try to hit this chieftain. Now, again, I'm gonna have trouble hitting shots here. I know it looks like I'm aiming it really good. I'm actually aiming at Chieftain's Hall, but every time I shoot him, my shot's gonna go into his turret. Here I don't have a shot at him, so I decided to just fall back instead of overexpose myself for a long period of time. Again, I wasn't sure if RD is gonna be looking at me. So we're gonna go undetected. We're gonna lose our 6th sense for a split second, so that hopefully if RD was looking at us, they will forget about us. Here, turret shot on the chieftain, we put it in. He nicely gave it to us right over there. But I don't know why my friendlies are not hitting him. That's why I'm clicking on my friendlies. I think he must be sitting behind the destructible building, but then my friendlies should be hitting the destructible building and putting it down, right? So we see this M60, he's quite dangerous. We're gonna try to put a shell into him. Yes, we do. And we're gonna try to keep working this guy. Let's see if we can put more shells into him. Yes, we can. So we put 2nd shell into him. All of a sudden, a lot more enemies started showing up in this area, which is good for me. I can put some shells into them. That IS-7 I won't be able to pen probably if he's hold down. But this E6 we can, so we put a shell into him. And we're gonna do step and repeat all the time, right here. Just paying attention to both sides to make sure that light tanks don't have shots at me from the other side. So we're gonna try to respot this chieftain. And here he turns his gun right at me in the last second when I was trying to hit him. So we bounced that shell. But we're gonna climb up again. Now RD is not paying attention to us, so now I'm safe. Now I know I can come up here and keep on shooting these guys without RD engaging me. I guess RD is paying attention to the other side of the map, which is quite common. Here we damage him. And this guy ran into us. Now, when you're a light tank player, guys, don't overexpose too much. Like these guys overexposing. Our light tank player does the same thing as the opposition's light tank player. Check this out again. It goes into his turret. So we keep on doing the same thing. We're not doing anything special. We try to maintain our HP and hit these guys when they're making mistakes or when they're coming around or when this chieftain is not looking at us. That's exactly what we're doing. So I try to hit his Wheezy, but I don't want to overexpose myself, as you notice. And then, you know, his turret, I won't be able to pen. I'll probably bounce. So we're gonna third person aim here, and that lag is gone now. After the latest update, those shots will be going in, but here it didn't go in. M60 now overexposing himself. I was thinking about losing my sixth sense here, but then I was like, whatever, let's just come up, let's shoot these guys. M60 is not paying attention to us. I almost hit my light tank right there. Did you see that? He passed right in front of my shot. But now this object 430 shows up in the middle, and that's going to be a problem because he's dangerous. Fast rate of fire, very good penetration, and he'll be able to go through my turret like butter. So I have to be really cautious about this guy. He's not paying attention to me. That shot I took. Did you see that? That bounced off of a light tank. Again, one of those games. So here I decided to change positions and attack this object 430. I'm full health, he's full health. It should be a good exchange. He probably would win the rate of fire battle, but I have better gun depression. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna try to force him to overexpose over the ridge. That's exactly what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come up here, but I didn't realize that the opposition's light tank is on my ass right there. And that's a problem because now I am in a crossfire, right? And I don't want to be in a crossfire. And this guy is way overexposing, so we track him, but he repairs quickly. Good thing for him. Luckily, our light tank engages the opposition's light tank, so he's not paying attention to me at this point in time. I was looking at a shot at this IS-7, but I don't have one. And I was faking that I'm going to push this 430 because what I really wanted to do here is I wanted to turn around and deal with this light tank because I noticed our light tank is on very little HP, and I was thinking that the opposition's light tank is going to take ours out, and he did. Now I knew that possibly 430 is going to poke out from over the ridge and hit me in the ass, but I was willing to take a couple shots in order to get to the position that I need to, because I think it's critical to have map control, and if I didn't make it here, we wouldn't have map control. So I really need to take out this light tank. But then it turns out that object 430 completely disengaged and he went back to position C3. So if I was sitting in the middle, I would be probably farming that guy, but then the light tank would be on top of the hill. He would probably be shooting at me. So as you can see, I'm spotted here. Light tank fires at me, and because of that, I know what his position is. So put a shell into him right there, and he's gonna run off in a split second. But I'm gonna have to push him. He's only, what is it, 2-shot to me, so I should be able to engage him. AMX 30B is fantastic engaging with light tanks because it's almost like a light tank as well. So we're gonna push through here and see if we can spot him. Now, as you can see, one of our tanks is not playing at all. And at that point, I was like, who the hell is this guy? I don't know if it's now or in a split second. And then I realized it's, yeah, it's Type 4 heavy. Can you imagine? So much HP, and he's not even playing. So anyway, we're going to come up here. We're going to be really cautious. We're going to dip down right in here. Just playing it safe, that's all. And here, he decided to go back this way. Probably went after our arty. But we have higher ground at this point in time. We're going to keep our front to him. So we're going to put one shell into him. Can we take him out of the game? Yes, we can. And at this point, I was thinking to myself, finally, we're going to win a game. I'm going to win a game. Yeah, exciting times. Anyway, so the only tank left is Jagdpanzer 100, base camping Jagdpanzer 100. So we're going to scoot behind him. We're going to try to get some more HP off of him, some damage off of him. See if we can drain him down. He's going to pay attention to our friendlies, so we're going to have perfect opportunity to shoot his ass. And that's what we do. We hit him once. Can we hit him again? Let's see. He's got still 985 HP. Yes, we can hit him again. And if we could put one more shell into him. we could put that icing on the cake. Can we do that? Yes, we can. And we take him out of the game. So finally, you got a win. Look at me. I'm so happy. So happy. So happy to get that win. Yeah, it was extremely rough on that run from what I remember. Anyway, I thought this was a pretty good game too. And it shows the strength of this tank as well as the position on Prokhorovka, which I really, really like to play. So we finished with 5.4k damage. I guess we had a blind hit somewhere over there with almost 1000 assisted damage for combined total to about, what is it, 6.3k damage. Very nice. We finished with class 1 mastery. We finished on top of the team with 1410 base XP, 2 kills, 5.4k damage. Anyway guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Go check out CloneGuy72 and Garadingi when you have a chance. That's it for now. Until next time, happy tanking, Space Bandit, checking out.